Hi everyone. I wanted to recall the topic that we discussed last week, how we can download the data as a JSON format from a remote server and to display on the table view on your iPhones. In order to access the remote server, there are many different ways that we could do, but in this case, we'll look at the post HTTP method and some of the conditions that can go together with the URL. The URL that we looked at last week was simply that can provide us a JSON file of sensor data. So it can provide us a list of those who posted the sensor data, and also we can further download the JSON data of detailed sensor data for a specific users. Today we are going to learn, as an extension from the table view manipulation, we'll look at collection view manipulations to download some data about images. All right. So suppose you posted your image to the server, then your name will appear here on this list, user list. And then you can further access and download the file name of the images posted by you, your ID. I would say ID, okay? That can go with this URL, and then it'll give it to you. And lastly, on your iPhone, you may want to display, you may want to render images themselves, okay? Not only the metadata about images, but image content. Then you need to send the file name. All right, that's what we are going to learn today. To download the images into your image view is one of the UIs available on your Xcode. So we can extend UI image view definitions. So you can simply copy these things where you want to use UI image views. And for the collection views, your view controller, the code, should be a subclass of a UI collection view delegates and UI, this is a typo, delegate, D-E-L-E-G-A-T. And then UI collection view data source. So we need to use at least two of those. Those two, the collection view methods are required for your protocol stuff. Okay, so your collection view needs to know how many collections that you would render, first of all. And then you need to populate the metadata about the images, metadata about the collection views. And then here, to do that, you have to get an object of collection views UI, where we can call DQ reusable cell method with the parameter, with the reuse identifier, and the for. So this goes to your collection view cell. Like a table view cell, then you need to set the identifier of that collection view cell. Similarly, the table view cell. Similarly, we need to define the ID for collection view cell. So according to the layout defined in the collection view cell, your data, for example, image metadata, can be populated together with the image itself. Okay, so in order to put the image itself, then you need to have this. No, this is okay. This is something else. If you want to further allow user to click one of the images, so that if you want to, for example, enlarge the size of images, or if you want to do even further, something that you want to display behind that specific images, then you need to include one more collection view method which allow you to do this parameter, did select item at. Okay, so we'll look at that. This is something that, three of those the methods. The first method gives you how many elements do you want. You can say 10. Or if you want to allocate the collection image view cells, X number of images, then X can come from whatever the images that you download, right? So depending upon that, which means in our case, MySQL result dot count, then it gives you the right number of the images that you download. You don't need to fix number 10 like this. And then the other one is you need to display like the collection by collections. So you can sum up like this, which means there's a collection view and cell for item at an index path. So for each index path, you want to populate the data on that the collection view cell. Lastly, if you want to extend further in another detailed view controllers, then you allow user to select one of the items cell in that collection views, right? So here we have did select item at index path. So from that, then you need to have a storyboard, instantiate the view controller with the identifier. Then this is a detailed view controller. You can use this as a file name of that extended version of your controller, view controllers. And don't forget at the last that you have to say self navigation control, push view controls, and that VC view controllers, that variables, and animated true. And don't forget, because your app needs to access the internet resources, then you need to add this app transport security settings. And under this setting, there is an another item, sub-item, that can allow arbitrary load. You need to set the value for this arbitrary load to yes. So by default, this value was no. Okay, so without further ado, now we need to start the project. So this is app, and the product name, I want to say that image collection views. And then interface storyboard, language is Swift. We don't use the storage. We don't use core data. And then click on next and save on the same directory. Because this guy by default asked me to set that app transport security settings. So I click that. Okay, and then I open this, and under that menu I can allow arbitrary load. All right, and the value here should be yes. Okay, then I go to the storyboard, and I am going to include navigators. So editor, embed in the navigation controller. So nicely we have navigation controllers here. We don't do anything about that navigation controller here. Our code begins with that. And UI needs to be edited. So holding down Option and plus button so that we can keep this library with us. And I want to do labels here. I'm gonna put that label, for example, rendering images, center justification, background blue. I want to increase a little bigger. Okay. Like we did have the table view display the last week, I would put here list of posters, list of those who posted the images. So I would say simply the list of posters, and the background here, maybe brown, and the foreground black. Style plain. Font here, style bold. Size maybe 22. I'm not sure how big it is. Is it? Doesn't look good. Why? Oh, didn't change it. It should be heavy. And size 20. Not much different. Anyway, this is a button, okay? And I would make another button here, and I would say render images. Render images. A little bit bigger. Background. Pink. Foreground color. White or black. Okay. And I would put here another. All right, and then looking for text view, text field. All right, and then of course I need to have another view controller. View controller here. Okay. And on this view controller, we will have, first of all, table view. and then table view cell. Then we have a label, another label. And then I would say those who posted images. Center, and again background like that. Would say a little bit bigger. Okay, now we need to figure out which one that we want to retrieve first. Remember that if we would do on this URL sensor to image sender retrieve.php, then we have a user ID and first name and number of the images. Okay, that's what we want to display. So on this table view cell, move this a little bit this way. So under here, I want to put label here. And then I would say this is last name. And the real last name will be placed after that. And it'll be a little big. And I want to copy these two and place a little lower. And then this is rather, I would say, first name. And this name should be a little bit. Okay. I think a little bit. All right. Table view, a little wider. And then we want to put another label. Number of images. Number of images. And then label there, real number. All right, and I would put another the view controller. I want to bring another view controller here, and I'm going to hide this for a second, and I want to show this how they can organized. So this will be a little lower than that, and this will be a little higher than this. Oops. Okay. So we need to set up the segue. By clicking this, like last time that we did, I want to list a whole the people who posted their images. So by clicking this, so holding down Control button and goes to here, that is the segue. That's the segue. Another segue here, when I enter the last name only, then it can gives me the list of those images. That is also here. Okay, so we have two segues from the first view controller. And then I want to make this the view controller here by creating new file, and I would say list of image posted and view controller VC. Create. All right. So in this case, UI kit class list view controller. That should be UI view controller, and view did load. So this is what I want to do, and then I put here super view did load. This much that I can do. Okay. So I have this view controller by default, the view controller given, that is the script code behind this first view. This is a second view. For this second view, we need to assign. This is a generic name, so we need to assign the specific ones. So click that to see if we can see that what is a list. Yeah, list image posters VC. So that is given. And for this, I want to create also the file, although I designed the layout a little later. I want to put file, and that is a Swift files. I want to call that. This is a list of images on control collection view controllers. So list the image collections in the view controllers. It's the same thing here. Import UI kit, and class of that is list the image view collection view, and here UI view controller first of all, and we are going to make this a subclass of others also. For example, this is image collection views view controller, so we need to get here UI collection view control, UI collection view delegates, and UI collection view data source accordingly, because those superclass requires protocol stub, so we're going to add 2 stubs, and if you want to more, then we can add more, like I explained on the slide. So I want to create a viewDidLoad method. First of all, it comes from the superclass. So come back here. So this guy has also list image view collection view controllers. Okay. All right. Now we need to connect UI views here to the Swift code. Divide the editor, and on right hand side, I want to first bring the view controller Swift code. On the left side, that. So which one that I need to include? I want to include this, right? This is a text field. So holding down Control button, and down here, I would say there's a text field. Text field user ID. That's outlet. Okay. And bottom here, I want to include the 2 buttons, right? This is there is action button. So btn list posters, and another one here, the button for a specific user, right? So this is a list btn lst images img collection. connect. Okay. Let's try to see. So right now I have iPhone 15 Pro and emulate. Okay, so when I click this, the list of posters goes to the second view. Strange, why I do not have a back button. Render the images. There's a back button. List poster. All right, why? Let's see. This is a collection view on the right hand side. This is a image collection. This is an image poster. There's no difference. All right. What about? I think I need to redraw something here. See here, this view controller has a back button, but this one does not have. And here, there's something wrong. I do not know why that is. Something like that. Looks similar, but so best way that I can do this, I will recreate the view controller. Probably I did something differently. So view controller, I want to bring it here. Therefore, this looks like that, right? It's not like that. So I'm going to delete this. Segue. How can I delete this? Delete button. Yeah, delete button, it goes away. Oh, when that delete button goes away, it looks like that. This is a button. Let's figure that out. This is the first thing that I had experience. So when I create a segue from here there, show, then I have here back button. So this is supposed to be like this, right? Back button. And can I bring this here nicely? Can I bring this all here? Hopefully. And can I remove this? This is simply click this and delete button. That goes away. So that I need to list poster. Okay. Like this. And for this, to see if I can connect to that. List image posters, right? And enter. Hopefully this works so far. And run. When I click this button, list posters, so that I have a list of tables, and back button. And when I click the images, render images, then I have a list of images. What I want to do here, the images can be scrollable horizontally. And here, list of posters, so names of users and number of images, those are scrollable vertically. That's what I want to do. So I fixed this. I'm not sure the way that I fixed it with no issue at all. I haven't had this before, but looks so far okay. Even if I quick change that, right? Okay. As I did originally. Yeah, we already had this, right? This linked with the view controllers. So go to view controller. What should we do? I think we need to first here define. I want to bring up the one that we did last time. Here, prepare those. So we'll do similarly like this, right? Last time. Yeah. So we'll prepare. Here we simply type prepare. And then we have two cases, right? So if segue dot identifier equals equal something, then we go 1. And again, if segue identifier equals something, then we do go something. What that means is that I want to bring the main here, and first this segue, go to the list of those, and I want to see segue ID. Oh yeah, I changed the segue, right? So here there's a segue list table, list segue list tb. So I want to use that list, no segue list table. I think that's what we have here, sg list tb, right? And the other one here to the image collections, then segue list collect. So segue list collect, segue list collect. Then I want to make sure sg list collect. List collect. Okay, so this is done. So I don't need this. Okay. So it goes to the next. And then we need to define a variable to that destination, so that we can say let second VC to the segue that destination as the segue list, which is list img posters VC. That is the destination variable, and here third VC destination variable can be defined similarly. Destination as that should be list image collection VC. So on this first VC, first view, only something that we need to do is make this button clickable. Then it goes to the second view. Third view, we take the user entered last name and then pass it to the third view together with this button clicking, right? That much simple on the first thing here. This inaudible list from this button, we don't send anything, right? So we don't need to worry about it. But in this case, we need to send something. So we need to take something from here in this case. So we need to take this is not really required, but we may say here variable and then user ID, that's a string, initialize, and then that user ID. Now when this button clicked, then this is that button, right? So self user ID can be assigned the value from text field user ID dot text, and that should be absolute. And this user ID now needs to pass to the third view controllers. The other ones, and then we need to display on this list image poster VC, list image poster VC here. Right. For this, we need to have the UI connections. So on the left side, we have this, right? UI needs to be connected. So first thing that we need to connect from here is table view UI. So we have table view list posters. Okay. And also we have this here cell, right? Cell can be defined with this file, or it can be defined separately. So let's put one here, one separately. One here means this cell can be defined here, and this collection view cell maybe separately. Okay, so we need to do class and then list posters cell. That is UI table view cell. As I said, this one is the UI table view cell, so we need to inherit UI table view delegates first of all, and then UI table view data resource. UI table view data resource. Okay. Then this guy asks us to define and add protocol stubs. So we can say yes. And then these two protocol stubs may be pushed to the later part of this code. And of course, here we need to download also. Where is the other ones? Remember that the table view cells that we looked at last time? Then here we need to download this, download the JSON methods. So I want to copy that from the one that we looked at the last time. Oops, which one did I need to push this aside. And here, copy that. So we have download JSON methods. Here, this variable, MySQL reuse result, that's not defined. So we have to define it here. I want to define it here. So there's a variable, MySQL result. MySQL result. I didn't put here anything but yeah, and string, colon string. That should be initialize it. So like this. The data that we need to download from, that's from here, right? So this should be copy, and I want to paste it here. I think that is different from this. Sensor to image sender. Here, sensor to sender retrieve. So this is the one that we looked at the previous. So that should be downloaded. Now we need to define this, guys, right? So this tables. I want to show this a little bit here. Last name, this is simply label. This label is real last name label. So holding down control button and place it here. This is not yet. So it takes time to bring that here. List protocol, UI list. I think here, this guy needs to have an ID here somewhere. So this should be this list post cell. List post cell. And we need to also ID here. There's a cell ID. So we do cell posts. There's a cell ID of that. So this ID, this name is identified with the identifier here. And this guy defined as a class, which is a list post cell. That is here. In this way, after this, then this guy may understand. So when I do a label here, yeah, now he can understand. So we will do label LB and then last name. Last name. And this is LB first name. Or LB last name already there. Why this is the last name? Let's say this is LB first name. So this should be LB first. LB first. Let's see here. This should be messed up. LB first. I need to delete that. Today a little bit of a mistake. Here I want to delete this. This guy should be LB first name. LB first name. Make sure if that is LB first name there. Okay. And this is LB last name. You guys may have the similar mistakes so that you can fix it in this way. LB last name. So we have LB last name here, LB first name. This doesn't look good yet. Why? Clearly it says that there is a okay, let's say this. This is strange. This keeps changing that way. Maybe I'm not sure why this happens. So I want to redo here. I want to delete this. Last name. I want to delete that. I want to delete this. All the labels deleted. I want to bring label here. This label. It's not clickable. So maybe because of I copied and pasted. This is not. It's a label. Copy and paste. Probably I need to redo from the beginning, I guess, because this whole thing I'm not sure, because this cannot be clicked, copied and goes to somewhere. Maybe this guy is associated with the one that I. So best way is that I think I need to redo this part, right? Unfortunately, there's a best way that I can fix. If I fix incorrectly, then it may cause another problem. So rather than copy this, and I will create new ones here. So list, no, label. So I want to bring label. And I will do those who posted the images. Okay, I wanna get there. You know what? I think I need to close this and bring that back again. Okay. Oh, it's now clicked. I don't need to worry about this. So this guy needs to go away and okay. A little bit okay. And then post this. Let's see what we have here. Nothing, right? So we don't need to worry about these two guys. So now Control LB last name, and this label is that one's. So why this guy moves there? Last name. Just keep. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think we need to remove this completely. And then I need to post this. Okay. And something that I linked, connected from the other, then I need to remove that. This should be out, and this should be out. And I will make new view controller. View controller. I think there's another lesson that if you have this issue, then don't be frustrated and keep doing a little bit of going with some of the mistake. If you find some unusual response from the Xcode, then you can remove it and then fix completely from the scratch of that portion. That's what I'm trying to do right now here, right? So here, table view. I'm going to bring that table view here. Wait a minute, this guy does not have a back button. Does the back button comes when I do this? I'm not quite sure. Show. Then I have a back button. This is okay. It's a little bit scared. And then table view cell. I'm gonna bring that here, a little bit wider. And label. I want to simply do, I'm not going to do the label for that value. For example, last name and first name. I'm not going to do, but I simply display first name and last name. Here I want to say number of images posted. And another label here, I want to get that number here. Colon. Okay, so 2 lines. Simply, I think I want to make it simple. So I have that. Okay. So this is a table view cell. As I shown before, this table cells, there's a class of list post cell, and that cell should be identifier. So we can say cell postus. So we have cell postus. Okay. And I will bring the code here. So I'll bring postus there. Okay. I want to make it carefully. Click this label and bring that here. This is the label first name. This is the label last name, and this is a label number of images. Okay, those 3 are there. All right, I think it looks good to go. Then, oh, one more thing. This total image views needs to appear connected to, this is a cell, this is a view controller. I need to bring that. Okay. What is the name of this? We didn't define that yet. Yeah. So that is list image posters. List image posters. Okay. So that is image view, image posters, image view, image posters. All right, looks smooth so far. And now I need to say here, self MySQL result and count. That many, because my SQL result can be, this is a container that holds the JSON file downloaded by this one, right? And the other one here, I think we need to define the cell. So let this is a table cell, right? Post cell. So I would say post pst cell equals table view dot dq with 4, and then identifier of that cell is, we already this is a cell for that table view cells. This is identifier, so that is called cell. I'll remove that. I'll bring that here once more. So this is a cell, right? That ID here, cell posters. That's what we want to put here. Cell posters. Back here, cell posters. And then for each index path, so we simply say index path. Because in this case, having used this table view and then index path, it returns table UI table view cell itself, which is this. So at the end, we need to say return post cell. Then that error goes away. Now, what we need to do is that there's a list of the posters data needs to be populated into each cell. So I would say post cell dot. No, we need to put here as, and then that cell name, which is cell. What is the cell name? Oh yeah, here. Oh, list poster cell. So that is list poster cell. Okay. So into the list poster cell, then we can have first name, last name, and number of images. So we assign from self my SQL images, SQL result. I want to get index path dot row, and then from that index path we need to see what value that we can get. So if you get the result here, first name is fname, the key and value pair, right? Last name is user ID, and then count to open and close star. That should be it. So I want to push that a little bit like this, and then first name is fname. Similarly, postal cell dot now last name is self MySQL result and index path row, and then user ID, right? And then lastly, but not least, we need to say number of images that can be fed from the result of MySQL, which is posted to that specific path and row with the key count store that. And then here, oh, this should be text. Okay, so far so good. Let's try to get that done. So list of posters. Label, list of posters. compose something else. We have some, oh, why this segue? Oh, this segue. We didn't make this segue ID, right? It's a segue. I believe that is, so fixation is always a big issue. In order to fix, then we need to have a lot of things that we have to do. Segue list TV. So back here. Segue list TV. See what happens. List image poster. Okay. Yeah, one thing that we need to do here in the view did load, you need to put here self TVG image TV table, no, image view, no, not image view, IV, yeah. This is a table. Why I put that image post? Image posters, yeah, posters. I need to call download, and then I put here self, and then table view image posters dot reload data, and then here IV images posters dot delegates should be self, IV image posters dot data source called self. That should be done. In this way, data can be downloaded, right? That we defined. So click this, it download those images. But one thing that we have to here is the height, right? So we need to say height. Put here, say 120. I think 105, maybe okay. Click that, and yeah, we have that many, right? For example, John Yoon has 28 images. So from here, if I click one, then it goes to next. What it means is that when I click one of the cell here, then it should go here, right? So in order to do that, I need to here now collection view cells. Okay. In the collection view cell, to bring that there, collection view. If you bring collection view, then there's a collection view. I want to make this a little bigger. Okay, and then label. I'm gonna put here two labels. Who's this, right? So first name and last name. Here in this put here image view. So image, I want to put image views here. Okay, then I will put label. Yeah, one of the label. Copy and paste. Push into inside here. And one more. I'll say file name. File here. Color black, okay, and left. The label, this is file name, so I want to put the background. File name background is gray, and then file name, and the size of this file name should be smaller. Okay, looks good. So we already assigned the ones, and then we will have the connection that to the code. So not sure this. This is a collection image views. So this collection image views needs to be here. So collection view, collection image views, collection view img. Okay. And then we have here last name and first name. So I want to bring that up here. Label first name. And this guy label last name. So these two appears here, and this entire image views here. This entire image views needs to be, the scroll should be horizontally. That's what we can say that there. Okay. And this, we have to define one more here, the cell itself, right? Cell needs to be defined. So this is the cell. So we have to put here new file, and then we can say collection cell, collection view cell. So collection view cell should be somehow organized that way. And then UI kit class collection view cell, which is UI collection view cell as a superclass. Okay. So into this, we need to connect the UI. So this is the image itself, right? So we have to control and wait a minute. We have to first to identify what it is. This is a cell, collection cell. The collection cell that definition of the collection cell, code behind the collection cell is a collection view cell, right? And then we put the ID, say cell collection view. So that is cell names. Once we define where this guy should be in, then I think we can, this is image, we can connect. Yeah, it's connect. So image view and img. Image view each image. And here are the label. I want to make the label lb each image name. Okay. So come back there. Now we need to put here UI collection view delegates. Data source. This guy may ask us to include the protocol stubs, so we can accept it. So this needs to be pushed down here. And then again, remember that here we have image down JSON data. So that is downloaded. And then, like last time, we need to have here MySQL result equals string colon string and initialize it. Then number of collection views will be self MySQL result count. And then images should be here. The images should be downloaded from not the image sensor retrieve, but here image file only retrieve. And then the URL post, and then we put here net post data should be ID equal and the name. You can say last name. This last name needs to be defined, right? Last name should be received. So we need to say here variable last name, that is a string, but initialize empty. Is what we have. L name. Okay. So that's a post. So request needs to be request body is post data, that data, this ID equals whatever that ID name, right? That comes from, for example, this ID comes here. So ID this first first name and last name. Here, if that comes here, then LB last name dot text equals L name. Similarly, LB first name dot text equals first name. So I want to put here variable first name also. That should come from this view controller here. So list collector, and here third VC, why? Circuit destination, seg list TB. I want to make sure this seg list TB is still that one. I believe that is still right. So here, what is the ID? Seg list TB. This is a seg list collect. So come back here. This is seg list collect. Therefore here, third VC dot oh yeah, last name equals here the user ID only, which is self user ID. Only one name goes to the third views. This is not, we didn't have that there, so we don't need to do this. No, not this. We are not doing Python, but Swift. Okay, here we need to first to do connect it to the cell, right? So CV cell equals CV image dot DQ reusable set with reusable. I think this is it. And then that ID. Again, I need to bring that ones here. Okay, the cell, this is a cell. So cell call B. Call B, and this is index path. Okay, and only that I want to know here. Remember that for user's last name, then under that name there are a number of images. So we need to first get the image, the file name from that URL. So we can call that file name. File name can be available from MySQL result index path dot row under what key name is file name. Why that happens? That is because if you go there, then file name, that is the key. We can get the user ID and first name, but make it simple, user ID here. And this is a file name. That's what we want to get. So we can get the file name. And again, why we have an error? Because this guy wants to return UI collection view cell. So we need to put here, return what is a UI collection view cell variable. There's a CV cell. So now we know the file name. Once we know the file name, then we need to go to the file, go to that particular URL. I would say basic URL, and that URL is, for example, if this is the file name, so using that file name, go there. If I plug that file name here and hit enter, and it gives me the file names, the images, right? That's what I want to get. So this is not entire this, but I would say up to this. That is my URL. So I would say here that URL. At the end, I need to put one more slash, and then variable URL string is nothing but this basic URL plus the file name. This is the file name. File name needs to be attached. Therefore, your file name should be attached. Then we can get the content of that data. Okay. After that, we need to do CV cell dot label this guy needs to have here as, and then what is the file name? Collection view cell. That file should be there. So when I do here CV cell, then I know what I want. LB each image name, each image, right? Image name, file name. The file name, that text should display file name, and then CV cell dot each image itself. That image itself needs to download, right? It should go that place to download. But I want you to see we have the file extension that I shown to you. That's what we had, right? Extension of image views. Remember that the authentications, the login, then we ask you to enter the user's images. That should be extended here. On this project, we didn't have that extension. So I make a copy of those extension image views. In this image views, we have download. So back here, I do not want to this. Here, that is download. Back again, IB image views, and then download from URL. That URL in our case URL string, right? This URL string. So we put here URL string. So let's try. So for example, if we put here Yoon and name came here, back. Oh, one more thing, right? Which ones that we didn't have here? We need to put here how to say self download code to have self dot cv images dot reload, and then we can do self dot cv image dot data source should be self dot cv image dot delegates should be self. In this way that images can be downloaded, right? The JSON file needs to be downloaded. Oh, lots of those. It's not horizontally like this, but we need to make sure one more thing. Okay, another thing that we need to make sure is this image itself. I think this is so image itself. Then there's a section is insect. I think I need to put here 1010, and then left to right there is also 1010. So that we have section needs to be a little bit well organized, and this is horizontal. Yeah, okay, run. So we have to put here Yoon. I think collection view here estimate size. It's a size issue right here. So let's put that custom. And then height width 199 and height 158. Minimum space section. And view here. Let's put here 180 and 180. Same size. Oh, finally, we got that. Right, these are the images. I want to remove this. I want to bring this from my first name. How can I do? I can get here. Come back here. I want to have that. Just to have that once. And go back here. I need to have self and user ID. Oh, user ID, and then here variable. Users first. U first. And I have here dot U first. Comes from table text. User ID. Table. Oh, I didn't get that, right? user ID. It's okay. So don't worry about this. Rather, I'm going to remove this. I can say 4. And this, I want to make this a little bigger. With the height. So let's say 250 width and run. This doesn't increase much. Estimate size, view, width 1, height, let's say 400. Yeah, a little longer. I think this guy needs to be longer. So this rectangle positions, center, looks like center. Okay, this image collection view, somehow the arrangement maybe the issues. Yeah, I want to make it for example this smaller fonts, 14, I would put maybe 11 in order to get the values horrible. Yun, yeah, a little longer. File names, okay. Next thing that we will do here, I wanna, if one cell is collected, then it should go here because each cell has his last name and first name, right? So we can get last name from there. So holding down this and to that, show. Yeah, we have here this ID is a segue to image, segue table to collection, segue TB to call. Okay, and back here I need to do some of the work there. Remember that here in the table I need to do did select, right? So if I do did select row at, right, did select row at, so what we will do here again, we need to get the destinations. So let destination collections, that comes from storyboard dot instantiates with the identifier that identifier, which is the identifier that, right? So go to main, and this guy should have the identifier storyboard ID. Yeah, storyboard ID. I can say same name, list image collection view C, list image collection view C. So here I would say list image collection VC as list image collection VC. And without type of annotations. So at the last, then we need to, before we do anything further, we need to say self navigation controller dot push navigation controller, and then here put that destination cell, destination collection view, and then animated true. In this case, from this view, we can, I think we need to put here okay. So this destination collect dot, I believe that is the last name. Yeah, last name. That comes from self MySQL result, and I put the index path dot row, and the name of that is, last name is user ID. Then it goes to there. Yeah. Okay, let's see. List of posters, and when I want to see me, yeah, I can get back. If I want to get this, yeah. All right.